Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I claimed on numerous occasions that two main targets for the Ukrainians are the Kerch Bridge in the Crimean Peninsula and the Kremlin. Not necessarily, in the case of the Kremlin, to kill Putin or destroy the Red Square or whatever. No, but as a morale booster. To show, hey, we did this, and everybody's going to have a public masturbation. That's one. The other one is the Kerch Bridge. The Ukrainians, I predict, will be able to destroy the Kerch Bridge. They will try again, over and over again. And it seems like, as of now, they tried, obviously, not to damage it. I'm talking about to destroy it. Now, in order to destroy it, it seems like you can't do it with a siege drone anymore. You have to do it with a high-velocity missile. They tried with that truck with explosive, it damaged it. No, they want to destroy it. Make sure that you can't operate. It's not working. It's not functioning anymore. And there will be a morale and probably a tactical move, strategic move. Now, what's going on? If you remember, the Ukrainians, the guys in charge of Ukraine, let's put it this way, tried to convince the Germans to sell them the Taurus missiles. They tried with, I think the Ukrainians tried with British Storm Shadow missiles or Scalp, the French missile, and so far they were unsuccessful. It seems like the Russians are capable of somehow catching all of them in the air. How I think these guys are going to be successful is by flooding the Russian defense systems. That is, send a lot of drones, a lot of missiles, and to the same direction. And at one point, maybe successfully, one or two missiles will be able to destroy the bridge. I've seen Taurus missiles hitting targets. I don't think they will do the job. It seems like the Storm Shadow missiles. Maybe the Taurus missiles are stronger than that, and maybe going to be two of them. Remember, the Taurus missiles hit at a distance of 500 kilometers, up to about 500 kilometers. That is, the Ukrainians can use it from way behind the contact lines. They kept saying, we want that. The German says, yes, no, not yet, no, yeah. I think that the Russians told them behind the scenes, we're going to fuck you up if you do that. And I think the Germans, some sane Germans said, nicht jetzt. No, not really right now. Maybe later. Später. Spät. Something like that. Später? Anyway, later. You have this a little revolt organized in Berlin. And they asked for new elections and they want the government to get the fuck out. I suspect that could be someone or some forces that organize certain things in order to make the government, you're going to fall or you're going to send us. We'll find out. We'll find out. If the government will not fall, Scholz's government will not fall, and it will not ban the Alternative for Deutschland party and then conduct elections because they need to get rid of the opposition. If they don't fall, I expect within a week to say, we're going to send Taurus missiles to Ukraine. That's my prediction. Now what's going to be? Are we going to send them or not? Well, we have some imbeciles who want to send Taurus missiles to Ukraine. What do you think will happen? Now, if that person would be a youngster, I would say, well, maybe he's just hot-blooded. Now, if it's an old person, I wouldn't read old person being someone who lived his life. And that's a different story. I don't like people who have no skin in the game predicting or being in charge of the future because they fucking die. Now you can say, well, they have children, grandchildren. It's not the same thing. All right. So let's go and see this little article from Ukrainska Pravda. Taurus missiles could destroy Crimean Bridge. German opposition leader. So what does he want? He says, I'm going to provide Taurus missiles. Guys, get me in. Make these guys fall unless they change their policy and change it before. It seems like it's a competition of idiots. I've seen this in Great Britain. These guys were competing at one point. It was Liz Truss, it was Sunak. They were fighting, and who's going to provide Ukraine with more weapons? They were like in a bazaar, like an auction. Everybody was, I'm going to give him this. No, I'm going to give him, what the fuck? I'm going to give him, They were working like that. They lost track of the consequences. So I think this guy is just losing track of the consequences for the Germans, people who didn't live their lives, for the children. This is garbage. So this guy right here, Deutscher Bundestag. So Friedrich Merz, I checked on him, the head of Germany's opposition Christian Democratic Union. How in the fuck can you be Christian and say we're going to send these guys bomb to kill those people in self-defense? You as a Christian, you have at least this percent. 1. Forgive your enemy, love your enemy, right? And the other one is what? Turn the other cheek. Under the New Testament, I have never heard about, I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to give those guys till they kill those guys. I know they twist it and turn it and do like this and all that. I understand that. Unless you go to the Old Testament. The Old Testament is different. But the Old Testament is their book. The New Testament is our book. Because it's our culture. It's our ancestors invented it. We didn't buy it from a tribe somewhere in the Middle East. No. It's ours, from us. It's our culture. Anyway, so this Christian Democratic Union, CDU, has once again called on the government to provide Ukraine with Taurus cruise missiles, which could destroy the Russian-built Crimean Bridge. Right there, all you need to know. They ask the government will say no, and they will say, see, we will provide that. We will provide that. So you guys put us in charge, because these guys, remember how the defense minister of Germany was a woman. She was pulling the brake. She was removed. I'm sorry, she quit. She quit the job, and then you got Boris Pistorius now. He's a yes, sir. Send everything to Ukraine. Do everything. He's a yes, sir. She wasn't. She was putting the brake. Now again, this government, it seems like idiot Scholz doesn't want to go full retard. So that means this guy said, I'm going to go full retard. And Scholz is like, huh? I'm going to go too. I'm going to go. All right, let's move on to this article. Remember, people die. But anyway, in an interview with Table Media, he said that these missiles could destroy the Kerch Bridge in Crimea, the most important supply route for the Russian invasion forces. Okay, well, if you do that, don't you think that you would be held accountable for that? I mean, imagine this. It's your house at war with the neighbor's house. My family with the other guy's family, for whatever stupid reason. And you have a neighbor of both of us that has nothing to do with us. Well, all of a sudden, we'll give these neighbors a weapon that would fuck me up. Let's say we'll kill one of my children. What do you think I will do? I will say, okay, neighbor, you're not involved, you're okay. Do you think that's what I'm going to say? Well, I'm going to use anything I get to fuck him up. That's what I would do. So what do you think what Russians will do if the Germans provide this missile that will destroy the Kerch Bridge? We already know what's going to happen. Remember Medvedev? And not only, just destroy it. Now, it was already attacked and damaged. And what they did, what did the Russians did? They started in the 8th of October 2022, the massive missile attack. That's what triggered the massive missile attacks last year. The attack on the Kerch Bridge. And it was like a warning. Well, I don't know. It seems like the Russians were not as crazy as I know people like that. They would even do worse than that. So same here. What do you think you would do? I told you what I would do to the neighbor if he provides the weapon to one of my children. That's exactly what I want. I'm going to go and visit him. Or maybe from right here. Click, boom, done. Anybody else? I got 5 fingers, and I got 10 fingers, and I got 10 toes. I can use them both to push buttons and play the organ with my feet and my fingers, with my 5 fingers. Fucking retard, man. Anyway, the thing is, I don't want to make long videos. I can make 3 hours long videos, but I want to make videos to a certain length, no more than 10 minutes or something. Sometimes I go 15, sometimes I go more than that, but usually, you know, I go about 9 minutes, 10 minutes. So I want to put as much information or thought or speech in it. I have a lot of things to say about the subjects. So that's why and sometimes, yeah, 5 fingers right here. That's 15 finger. Oh, shoot. So again, as he said, Federal Chancellor Olaf Scholz still has to answer to the German people why he's not supplying Ukraine with those weapons. Because he doesn't want Germany to be destroyed with a nuclear weapon. Is that fair enough? And I'm going, is it still a tactic, or is it ignorance? Or is it criminal as you are? I think he has to answer all of us, including me, this question. Merz criticized the Chancellor. Now, Scholz, I think, is average, but at least he kind of knew how far to go. I think he's too much in anyway. And it's not him. And this Merz, he's not going to be affected too much. He's got his own bunker, if it's not the case. And he's going to come out as a rat. And he's going to do what? Move to the United States of America, where you don't have anything destroyed. He's going to have another... What do you think the Russians will do? What would you do? I mean, just put yourself in the, let's say, criminal Putin's place. What would you do? Do you think that Putin would hold back from destroying these guys? I mean, I was about to say I, but I can't say I. Some would probably have destroyed the Rheinmetall headquarters already for providing Ukraine with weapons. Or I don't know, some all the big arms manufacturing companies from the Western countries that supply my enemy to kill me. I know some people that might think that way. And you say Putin is crazy? I mean, after all, you harm me, harm my people, my family. What am I supposed to do? And you're not even involved. You stick your nose and help that guy to kill me and everybody else here? Are you crazy? I mean, if you want to be like that, that's fine. I personally would be inclined to protect myself and my family from a guy who's not even supposedly involved. No, you are involved. You're an enemy. Clip, clop, 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 clop. Or maybe you want to play the toccata in whatever minor of Bach. That's a beautiful organ piece. Listen to it. I can't remember the name exactly, but the toccata is enough. Toccata, and an organ. Beautiful. Here is my friend Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.